and welcome to a yoga session that is all about boosting your creativity and inspiration. This is catered to artists or creative people, but also to everybody, because everybody has some creative capacity, at least that's what I believe. So we are going to do this in 5 different segments, featuring the sacral chakra, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and then some mudras, all these creative centers that we need to be working optimally, to be stimulated so that we can be our best creative selves. You might like to use a towel. We are going to begin in a seated position. If you'd like to sit up onto a towel or a pillow, sometimes that is nicer for the hip flexors. So I'm going to take just a simple cross-legged seating position, and hands just resting lightly on the legs. We're going to rock from side to side, starting at the sacral chakra. So if you bring your hands just to those hip bones, this is going to be the center that we are working with first. It can get tight and tense and blocked, and we are going to try to release some of that energy so it can flow into our creativity. Taking a nice big inhale, nice long exhale. Let's keep the legs quiet and bring the hands to the knees and just start to think about our hips moving from side to side. Yes, the upper body is affected, but we're instigating right at the hips. And again, if it's hard to feel for that, you can just place the hands on the hips and feel how we're shifting from side to side. And now we're going to take that to the center and move forward, arching the back, and take it back, rounding the spine. Inhale, exhale. Let's get that breath flowing, connected to the movement. Arch, round, extension, flexion. Let's put it together. Side, front, side, back. Side, front, side, back. Feel the movement in the pelvis area. One more time. Here, let's reverse, going back, side, front, side. Think of hips, pelvis, navel, all instigating the motion. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Great. The bottom of those feet are going to press together into a butterfly pose, holding at the ankles, feet, or somewhere on the legs. Let's sit up tall and repeat that rounding back like the cat stretch, rounding the spine. And now lift collarbone, chin up to the sky, tailbone lifting away from the ground. Exhale back, inhale front, exhale back, inhale look up, exhale down, inhale look up. 2 more times. Last time here, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And arching, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the tail, tailbone up, 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 and back to the center. If you're sitting on anything, we will gracefully dismount from that. Moving into a balance boat pose is next, and this is going to be a different way to stimulate our sacral chakra because it's going to strengthen. You might feel some vibrations, different energies shifting and moving. Hold on to those hamstrings and just lean back just a little bit. Find your balance first. Think of your sacrum, your hips, your pelvis in space. And let's lift the feet up a little higher, legs together. Let's blossom the heart. Let's breathe in and out. Let's stretch the arms forward. Feel free to stay here for another few breaths. Extend the legs higher. Point the toes strong. Feel the pressure into the sacrum, waking it up. Pull abdominals in on your next exhale. And let's revisit that butterfly, feet together. Lengthen up tall and fold forward. Breathe into the sacrum. Let's visualize some orange energy. Breathing in. Orange associated with the sacrum, and exhale. Really intensify that color in your mind's eye. Slowly coming back up to center. We'll do one more yoga pose for our sacral chakra. I'm going to use a towel under the kneecap for a little bit of cushioning support. Let's sweep the legs back behind you. We're going to move into a deep lunge. Take one step, big step forward. Let's start with one hand on either side. You can curl the back toes or relax the back foot. Now we're starting to feel some stretching happening in those hips. So from strengthening stimulation to stretching sensations, let's lift the collarbone, look forward, breathe in, breathe out. Bring both hands to the inside of that front foot, and let's take the front foot a little bit wider. Option one, stay here and breathe. Option two, drop down to those elbows. Stay calm and focused. If you can, curl the back toes and try lifting the back knee, straightening that back leg away from the floor. Keep the spine long, breathe into hips, pelvis, navel, sacrum. Lower the back knee, uncurl the toes. Take the hand that's closest to that front foot and see if we can weave it underneath and walk the other elbow closer so we can intertwine the fingers together, creating a bind. Your choice to keep the back knee up or down. We'll stay here for one more breath. Make it a long and luxurious breath. And start to twist towards that front leg, allowing the hip flexor, the opposite hip flexor, to drop lower. You can bring this top hand up to the sky, reaching high, adding a rotation. And if it feels like a possibility, let's bend that back knee, catch the foot, and increase our range of motion through the knee, hip, breathing deeply. Orange exhales. And looking down, let's release the foot, palms to the mat, slowly press your way up. Walk that front foot back, lifting hips. And coming into just a little kneeling position, hands in lap, thumb tips touching. A little mudra here for the hands. Close the eyes, breath in. Relax the exhale. Being in motion can often help us with creative stagnancy or creative blocks just by starting to move the energy around. And having a creative focus point like the sacral chakra or the color orange can also enhance that practice. Side number 2, take the other foot, big step forward. Let the hips drop, and let's bring one hand on either side of that front foot to start. Looking forward, breathing and just checking in with the body, seeing how this side feels compared to the first side. Lifting the toes, dropping toes, spreading them wide into the earth. Both hands will move on to the same side. Palms press. Let's open up that front foot a little wider. If it's available to you, we'll bend the elbows down to the mat. Let's bring fingertips together, straight fingers, another mudra here. Let the fingertips press into each other, let the hips drop, let the breath flow. Tuck the toes of the back leg and let's lift the kneecap. Press into that back heel, bend into that front knee. Lower the knee. And let's bring the hand closest to the front foot just to wrap under and around. I'm going to bring the foot a little closer to the center, walk my opposite arm in and find a bind, interlacing the hands, staying calm and collected. You can lift the back knee again away from the floor if you like. Stay with the breath. Slowly release the bind, but let's encourage the twisting, the rotation towards that front leg. Stay here and breathe. Maybe you're looking up to the clouds, opening up that top arm, lifting the heart. And if it's an option, bend the back knee, grab onto the foot or ankle, gently listen to the breath, listen to the body. Let's breathe in orange. Exhale, more orange. Vibrant, sparkly orange. And releasing the foot, palms to the mat, lifting up, walking the foot back, press hips up. Let's meet up in that kneeling position. If you can, keep toes curled, heels high. Otherwise, uncurl. And left hand under right, thumb tips touching. Let's close the eyes. Breathe into the body. Matching the inhale to the length of the exhale. See if you can keep it in the nostrils, nose breathing. Slowly moving forward, releasing the toes, releasing the arm. Shake it out. We're going to move into our next sequence, which is the heart chakra. So I'm going to stay in that low kneeling position. If you don't like it, you could be seated cross-legged or standing. You can really do this pose in a chair, anywhere. So we're going to allow the spine to arch a little bit to get that openness in the heart, chest area. We'll bring the hands to the back of the head and we'll look up to the sky, resting the head in the hands like a hammock supporting the skull. Allow the head to be heavy. Allow the heart to lift up and the elbows to widen open. Let's inhale now the color green. Take one more breath. Start to point the tailbone down as we straighten the spine to the center, releasing those arms. And we'll come all the way up now on into a kneeling position for camel pose. Let's roll the shoulders up, back, around, and down first. And let's introduce one prior preparatory move before camel, because we'll be doing this move in camel. Bringing the arms behind us and interlacing at the fingers. Now see if we can keep the palms together as we interlace. So we're not doing this, we're doing this. It's a much more challenging, especially for that tightness in the front of our shoulders and across our heart center. So let's bring the hands behind, interlace, palms or heels of the palms together, and now try to press down with those knuckles, straighten the arms, feel the openness across the chest, breathe. You'll naturally feel the squeeze in the shoulder blades. Encourage and even deepen that shoulder blade contraction. Now think of what finger is forward. For me, it's on my left hand where my index finger is forward, which means when we redo this class, we're going to try to do it the other way. So for me, I'll try to have my right hand in front. Let's come up onto the knees and curl the toes, or you can always keep the toes uncurled, your choice. And let's roll the shoulders back, interlace the fingers, glue the heels of the palms together, reach down. Now hips press forward, open the heart up, looking forward or up. Or if it feels okay, and this will build some courage in our nervous system, we'll let the head drop back. I know it's scary, but sometimes you have to do scary things in life. So let this be the analogy. Squeeze the glutes, slowly coming up. Hands on hips, let's uncurl the toes and just sit back, finding that mudra, left hand under right, thumb tips touching. Green inhales and exhales. Inhale and fuel the color of green. Make it shimmer, make it radiate. You can stay in the kneeling position, or you can come into cross-legged. For the heart chakra is going to be to just place the power, lots of energy in our hands, onto the heart. We're going to close our eyes and we're going to incorporate some deep breathing, the same length of inhale to the same length of exhale, And our mantra can really be whatever you want it to be. But I'll suggest my heart is expressed in my art, or my art is expressed in my heart. Whichever one resonates with you, or come up with your own. Let's close the eyes. Let's mentally say this mantra 5 or 6 times as you breathe in. Breathe in a little deeper. My art expresses my heart. My heart expresses my art. A little longer inhale, breathing into that green color associated with the heart chakra, adding your mantra. Releasing the hands, opening the eyes, and let's move into our throat chakra. Going to return to that cross-legged seated position. Actually, first I'm just going to stretch out the legs and give them a little shake, shake, shake. They got a little tired from that kneeling pose. Okay, now I'm going to move into a seated position here. Moving into our throat chakra, which is responsible for our authenticity and our communication, which is so important when you are an artist with a vision and a message, or even just a person trying to communicate to the world, to another person. So let's bring our palms open so they're receptive. Drop the ear to the shoulder. Take this really, really super slow to start because the neck has a tough job of supporting the head. So let's take it slowly and gently as we bring the chin forward and to the other shoulder. Again, let the weight of the head bring some stretch sensations through the neck, stimulating our throat chakra. Now, if it feels okay, you can stay here, of course, but we'll see if we can continue the rotation or the revolution all the way back. Same direction, ear to shoulder, and then open up the throat as you let the head drop back. Let the shoulders feel heavy. Take your time. No race, no rush. Let's reverse the direction. Breathing in the color blue, like a sky blue associated with the throat chakra. Finish off this last neck roll, just looking down. Sky blue inhale, float the head right back to center. I'd like to practice some ujjayi breathing now. So if you hold up your hand like it was a mirror and you're going to use your breath to fog up the mirror like such. Kind of sounds like the ocean is sometimes referred to as ocean breathing. There's a slight constriction in the back of the throat. We're going to do this with the mouth closed, breathing in for a count of 3, and then exhale that for a count of 3. Thumb and index finger touching. We'll add a mudra here, palms up, and I'm actually going to bring the leg up on top of the opposite thigh for half lotus, just to express a different yoga pose. So we've got a mudra, we've got a yoga pose, we've got a color, sky blue, and now we have some breath work, ujjayi breathing. I'm going to close the eyes. You can even keep the eyes open or just glance down so they're open just a little bit. That's the one I'm actually going to do. Inhale for a count of 3, all through the nostrils. Exhale through the nostrils, ujjayi breath. Try that again. Try a count of 4. I'm going to take full lotus now, bringing the heel towards the hip bone, and then on the other. Go back to my mudra, thumb tip to index fingertip. Gentle pressure in the fingertips with every exhale. Let's try a count of 5. Inhale and then exhale, ujjayi breathing, a count of 5. Here we go. Going to stretch it out again and give the legs a little shaky shake. Moving into our third eye, responsible for our imagination, our intuition. Very good. Just going to take 2 of my fingers here and just do gentle tapping on the third eye as I do the leg shake. Why not multitask a little bit? Third eye is associated with the color indigo or purple. So try to bring that color into your breath work throughout these next 2 poses. Let's come into hands and knees. We're going to visit downward dog. This will give us an opportunity to be upside down, to get some new perspective and insight on life and our art practice. As well, it's going to redirect the circulation and the blood flow, causing a little bit of pressure into our head and third eye area. Yay. So let's spread out the fingers. Let's make those fingertips nice and heavy and then bring the shoulders on top. Curl the toes. Let's lift the tummy and hips to the sky. Now I'm going to walk my feet a little closer. The heels can be close to the ground or even dropping into the floor. Spread the toes wide and either keep them lifted or lightly planted into the mat. Breathe in, and as you exhale, let's lift that tailbone higher to the sky. And practice that Ujjayi breathing that we just did. Breathe in indigo, the space between the eyebrows. Exhale purple. Color meditation can be very effective for some people. Let's bring some movement into downward dog, bending one knee then the other, like we're moving through those creative blocks, those artistic obstacles. There will always be challenges, but there will always, always be creative solutions. So let's tap into our creative problem solving, moving through the pose. This pose can be very challenging for some people, but we're still going to do it. We're still going to move through it. We're still going to conquer it, achieve the expression of the pose, and keep the legs nice and still. Heavy heels and heavy fingertips. Let's do one more indigo inhale. Purple exhale. Knees to the mat, sit back to the heels and bring that third eye to the ground. Now I'm going to bring some space between the knees to get a little lower. So I'm trying to make contact with that third eye into the mat. Arms can be down by the side, and I'm going to keep them down by the side and do a mudra. The mudra I'm going to do inspires abundance and creative flow. I'm going to bring my thumb, my index fingertip, and my middle fingertip together to press lightly. And the other two fingers, the ring and the baby, are just going to fold into the palm. Now every exhale, let's just press the fingers, the thumb, index, and middle, tips of the fingers together very gently. Then just release that pressure as you inhale. So it takes on a pulsing action. Inhale and release the mudra, hands to the mat. Let's slowly roll up. Come into your favorite seated pose. We're going to do some palming using our palms just over the eyes, letting the eyes relax and the eyebrows and the eyelids, the eyeballs, everything about the eye area. Let it relax in the safety of the palms. And we're going to do the color meditation, indigo and or purples. Sit up tall, eyes are closed, palms are soft, shoulders are relaxed. Now tune into the color. Breathing in indigo. Exhaling indigo. Breathing in purple. Exhaling purple. Breathing in indigo. Exhaling purple. Breathing into that purple. And exhaling indigo. Let's release the arms. Let's bring the hands, backs of the wrists just resting on the knees. Thumb, index, finger, all pressing. Every exhale, a gentle, gentle pressure. And then on the inhale, a gentle, gentle release. Take your ring and baby and just tuck them into your palm. And we're going to turn the palms to face up. Space behind you on your mat. And let's roll down through the spine. Let those arms, so ideally the arms will be a little wider from your body. I'm going to keep mine on my mat. Legs, let them roll open, release. Eyes closed. Pick the color that resonated the most with you, that felt the strongest. The orange for the sacral chakra, the green for the heart, the sky blue for the throat, the indigo purple for the third eye. Or maybe there's another color that really made an impact. Go to your color of choice. Find some deeper breath. And then eventually let the breath be more natural. Every exhale, let's intensify that color in the mind's eye. Let's gently press the fingertips, the thumb, index, and middle together. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, radiate your color. Inhale, peace and tranquility. Exhale, mindfulness and clarity. Inhale, abundance of creativity. Exhale, gratitude. Let the breath become natural. Let any creative ideas pop into your mind. Play around in your thoughts. And stay here with them, watching and listening, observing and contemplating for as long as you like.